in the nation's criminal justice system. And they're more likely to end up in the penitentiary. It was discovered recently that even when a young black male graduates from a U.S. college, there's a good chance that he's from Africa, the Caribbean, or Europe, but not from the United States. See, this is not an accident. That's what I want to tell you. I want you to see this. These young black men are not involved in shooting and drugging and killing as an accident. This has been socially engineered. I'm going to get to that in a minute. Black men in prison in America have become as American as apple pie. There are more black young men in prisons and jails in the United States, about 1.1 million, than there are black men incarcerated in the rest of the world. Let me give you an idea of population so you could see how drastic these figures are. We are, just say, 40 million in America. Do you know people of color around the earth outnumber white people 11 to 1? 4 billion 400 or 800 million outside of America, and there's more young black people in America in jail than all black people all over the world combined. Incarceration. Somebody is working. We intend to expose them today. Look. This criminalization process starts in elementary schools, with black male children as young as 6 and 7 years old being arrested in staggering numbers, according to a 2005 report. It's called Education on Lockdown. The rest of the world is watching and following the lead of America. Other countries, including England, Canada, Jamaica, Brazil, and South Africa, are adopting American social policies that encourage the incarceration and destruction of young black men. This is leading to a worldwide catastrophe, but still, there is no adequate response from the American community. Worst of all is the passivity, the neglect, and the disengagement of the black community concerning the future of our black children. We do little while the future lives of black boys are being destroyed in record numbers. And guess what? The schools that black boys attend prepare them with skills that are short-term, meaning skills that will make them obsolete before they even graduate. So they're giving you something that even when you graduate, you can't use it. I was in Atlanta 2-3 weeks ago, and I spoke at Clark College on the Atlanta campus. And I was shocked that that beautiful university campus is a plantation. You send your children there, you mothers work hard, put together what you can, or you children borrow money to go to school to end up with an education that you can't use. And the college presidents are not preparing young black men and women to do something that is constructive in creating jobs, rather than coming out of college begging the white man to give you a job instead of training you to make a job for yourself. In a strange and perverse way, the black community itself has started to wage a kind of war against young black men. And the black community itself has been engaged as a part of this destructive process of killing off our beautiful young black men. Who are young black women going to marry? Who is going to build and maintain the economies of black communities? Who is going to anchor strong families in the black community? Who will young black boys emulate as they grow into men? Where is the outrage in the black community at the destruction of its young black men? Where are the plans and the supportive actions to change this? And the article ends, is this the beginning of the end of black people in America? That's a very good question. Now, the list of those who have failed young black men starts with the government. It starts with foundations, schools, media, black churches, black leaders, and even our parents. In fact, parents today are afraid of their children. Parents today don't know how to handle what they see in the young boys and the young girls that they've brought into the world. It's difficult for me to tell black children stay in school. I know what they're being fed. And I know that to tell them to stay there is like asking them to go to a restaurant where they're feeding dead cats, rats, and dogs on the menu and asking my children to patronize that kind of restaurant. What they're being fed is actually garbage. Garbage. And if I had the time, I'd take it from the kindergarten and tear it to pieces to show you, all of you who teach, if you're going to teach this garbage that you have been taught to these young people, your days of teaching are finished unless you get higher qualifications. So don't tell me nothing about your degree.